Hi friends, if you're interested in hearing the latest immigration news involving the budget reconciliation process and pathway to citizenship, watch this video. In this one, I'm going to share with you a brief update from this week on where things are with bringing a pathway to citizenship to reality. Okay, for those of you who are new to me, as usual, I always say welcome. I'm Latoya McBean Pompey. I'm an immigration lawyer in New York, working with people all over the U.S. and in many different countries. Contact us at McBean Law so that we might be able to help you and get you back on the right track. You may visit us at McBeanLaw.com for to book your appointment, or you can simply call the law office at the number below to book. Okay, so friends, pathway to citizenship and reconciliation. What is the latest? Today is Friday, September 3rd, and this is the Friday right before Labor Day, right? Monday is Labor Day, and what's going on? What happened this week? Well, guys, as you know, I've been talking with you about the fact that Congress is working on, let me just jump back on here before I get into that article, but Congress is working on legislation right now that would explain to us who the qualified immigrants are who will benefit from a lawful permanent status that they're trying to create through the reconciliation process. And September 15th is the deadline that the committees have been given to come up with their legislation about immigration, climate change, and all these other issues that the Democrats are advancing by way of a $3.5 trillion reconciliation package. Now, the reconciliation package is separate from the infrastructure bill that there is bipartisan support around, okay? That $1 trillion infrastructure bill is out there, but it does not address immigration or any of the other social issues. The $3.5 trillion does. And so the Democrats, the major strategy is to advance both of them at the same time. So what happened this week that seemed to sort of interfere with that? Okay, so one Senator Manchin, a moderate Democrat, wrote an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal on Thursday, just yesterday, called "Why I Won't Support Spending Another $3.5 Trillion." And guys, just a reminder on the Senate side, in order for reconciliation to work, all Senate Democrats must support it. And so I did talk with you in other videos about the fact that there are two senators out there who are on the fence. They may or may not support the reconciliation bill. Although they may support immigration programs and they want to see amnesty, they don't support $3.5 trillion as the number that is being advanced by Senator Schumer and Nancy Pelosi at this time. And so one of those senators is Senator Manchin, and he wrote this op-ed basically explaining that he has deep concerns about inflation and debt and other fiscal issues, and Congress needs to take a step back and think about those issues before they spend additional dollars. And I'll just read the first paragraph here in his op-ed, in his opinion piece, and it says this: "The nation faces an unprecedented array of challenges and will inevitably encounter additional crises in the future. Yet some in Congress have a strange belief there is an infinite supply of money to deal with any current or future crisis, and that spending trillions upon trillions will have no negative consequence for the future." I disagree. So he says that he disagrees with the $3.5 trillion plan, and we knew that weeks ago. We knew, and I've said it in past videos. We knew that he didn't like that number. It was too big. Although he supports some of the some of the programs in the reconciliation package, the number though of 3.5 trillion, it's a lot. It seems like it's tremendous for him, and maybe obviously others, the Senate Republicans also obviously do not support this. And so the another article that I'm going to take you guys into kind of breaks it down for us a little bit, and that's out of the New York Post. And I'm only going to pull out the quotes here from the senator himself. But the senator met with Chamber of Commerce members from the West Virginia Chamber of Commerce on Wednesday, and he also made statements related to his policy position. And in his meeting with the Chamber of Commerce this week, he said that, Congress need to hit the pause button. Let's sit back. Let's see what happens. We have so much on our plate. We really have an awful lot. I think that would be the prudent and wise thing to do, he told those members. And he says that he wants to be able to take care of the military first. I want to make sure our economy is still robust. I want to make sure we're bringing manufacturing back and opportunities. Okay. And so he then goes on to say, well, I don't want to have debt over our head to where we basically can't service the debt that we have. And he mentioned that there's a lot of good stuff in here, and he's referring to the reconciliation package. There's a lot of good stuff in here, but it's not anything that we need immediately. We've done over $6 trillion already. Okay. And then specifically, he also mentioned that I, for one, won't support a $3.5 trillion bill or anywhere near that level of additional spending without greater clarity about why Congress chooses to ignore the serious effects inflation and debt have on our existing government programs. And so, guys, that's, there you have it. He wants further explanation from his colleagues about how inflation and debt and other things will be managed, and he just doesn't support this number, and neither does a senator out of Arizona as well, another Senate Democrat. And so let's see how they work things out behind the scenes here through negotiations. The Democrats will most likely have to come down from that 3.5 trillion to make this work. Now, there's about 107 billion for immigration programs that would create a lawful permanent status for qualified immigrants, and dollars. Some of those dollars are directed towards border security measures and some other things. So let's see if that sum of money will be changed, and if so, how will it impact the number of immigrants who could benefit from what they're trying to create. So these are questions that I have, and I'm seeking to get those answers when the legislation comes out and there's further debate about the dollar amount of this reconciliation package. Just so you also know, guys, Senator Bernie Sanders tweeted after this op-ed, and he tweeted that this is, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he essentially said that doing the reconciliation is urgent and it must be done. It must be done in tandem with the infrastructure bill, and that's their strategy at this point. So I will continue to keep you guys posted on these events as they develop. And just so you know, here's our contact information at McBean Law, McBeanLaw.com. Reach out to us for your virtual consultation. We meet with people via video and over the telephone. And then also, friends, I want to remind you to subscribe to McBean Immigration TV, where I provide updates regularly, as some of you know. And subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any of my content as they come out. And then lastly, friends, follow me on Instagram at McBean Immigration Law, where I do a lot of short videos these days answering various immigration questions. Stay safe. Have a wonderful long weekend. Here in America, we're celebrating Labor Day this weekend. And so have a safe and happy Labor Day weekend. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.